In today's movie Zoom In, we're going to tell you the summary of the KBS drama 구름이 그린 달빛. Enjoy. Sunjo was the 23rd king of Joseon back in the early 19th century. Due to the sudden death of his father King Jeongjo, Sunjo became the king at a very early age of 11. For 3 years, he was a paper king under the regency of his great-grandmother King Jeongsun from the king's family in Gyeongju. When Queen Jeongsun, the wife of King Yeongjo, passed away, Sunjo did all he can to strengthen the king's power by driving away the Kim from Gyeongju, the family of Queen Jeongsun, and Byokpa, the political party that followed the Kim's family. However, in the 11th year of his rule, there was an uprising from the people from Pyeongwon-do province led by Hong Kyung-nae. In the process of suppressing the uprising, the power of the nation went over to the rival political party Sipa, which had control over the Office of Border Defense and Kims from Andong region, who were maternal relatives of King Sunjo. From then on, it seemed King Sunjo lost interest in politics altogether. The drama 구름이 그린 달빛 tells the story of 10 years after the uprising of Hong Kyung-nae was suppressed. It's a fictional historical Korean drama with imaginary characters based on the modus of the King Sunjo, his son Crown Prince Hyomyoung, who was expected to be a wise king but sadly passed away at the early age of 22, and Kim Jo-sun, the father-in-law of King Sunjo, who is the head of the Kim's family in Andong. The story is set in Changdeokgung Palace, where the Crown Prince Hyomyoung, or Lee-young, secretly falls in love with Hong Na-un, the hidden daughter of Hong Kyung-nae, who is the enemy of Lee-young's family. In episode 1, The Fate of Moonlight, Hong Na-un is described as living with traveling actors with a fake name Hong Sam-nung, acting as if she were a boy after she parted ways with her mother 10 years ago when they were chased by the state police. When her stepfather Kokduse gets sick, Na-un begins to earn money through writing romance novels and being the ghostwriter of love letters. She has been leading a very hectic life to pay back the money she borrowed from gangsters for her stepfather's medical bills and living expenses. In the process, Na-un gets to be the ghostwriter of love letters written for Princess Myung-in, the little sister of Lee-young. Due to this incident, Na-un encounters Lee-young and his servants who are out on the streets in disguise. Right after the encounter, Na-un gets captured by the gangsters due to unpaid interest, and she's sold for 10 yang to the office where eunuchs are made. She is at risk of getting her important stuff cut off, which was the tradition for eunuchs back in the days. With her wit, Na-un gets the person in charge of making men into eunuchs drunk and makes him believe she went through the eunuch-making process. In no time, she finds herself in the eunuch's office inside the palace and gets education to become a eunuch. Na-un seeks to run away from the palace before anyone notices she's a girl, but once again, she encounters Lee-young, who was taking a stroll around the palace. In episode 2, Wait to You, Na-un passes every eunuch test she takes, although she tries so hard to fail. It was due to the manipulation of Lee-young, who is yet to be revealed as a crown prince to Na-un. Finally, Na-un finds herself as an official eunuch working at the palace. In the process, Princess Myung-in gets to know she was fooled by the fake love letters written by Na-un, and Na-un gets in danger of being killed by the enraged Princess Myung-in. In the meantime, Lee-young is nervous about his shaky place as a crown prince as he hears news about Queen Kim, the daughter of Kim-an, the leader of Andong Kim's family, who's only 5 years older than him, gets pregnant. However, Kim-an had other plans in his mind. Rather than making the son of his daughter, Queen Kim, become the heir to the throne, he wanted his one and only grandson, Kim Yun-sung, to be the next king. He had even sent Kim Yun-sung to the Qing Dynasty in China to achieve his goal. However, Kim Yun-sung, who's back from the Qing Dynasty in China to Joseon, is more interested in restoring friendship with Lee-young, who used to be his good friend as a child rather than gaining power. Then Na-un appears in the scene, and as Kim Yun-sung recognizes Na-un is a girl at first glance, a love triangle is made among Kim Yun-sung, Na-un, and Lee-young. In episode 3, I'm Right Behind You, Na-un gets forgiven by Princess Myung-in thanks to Lee-young's witful idea. Na-un begins her work under Concubine Park, who is respected by Lee-young like a mother. Under Concubine Park, Na-un's first mission is to deliver her letters to King Sunjo. In the process of Na-un's letter deliveries, Lee-young finally realizes that his father, King Sunjo, acts as a foolish king in order to protect his loved ones from the powerful officials. For the first time in his life, Lee-young understands his father and makes up his mind to take part in the regency to shoulder the burden with his father. In episode 4, after the play is over, the drama begins with a scene where Lee-young and King Sunjo announce the regency of Crown Prince to their officials, taking them by surprise. However, the sly Kim-an realizes their plan and strongly argues Qing Dynasty's approval is needed first, and scraps the plan of the father and the son. Due to this incident, capturing the hearts of envoys from the Qing Dynasty, which makes a visit to celebrate the 40th birthday of King Sunjo, becomes a big issue between Kim-an and Lee-young. To this aim, Lee-young takes charge of the birthday festival and organizes the event. In the meantime, Lee-young finally reveals to Na-un that he is the crown prince. Lee-young places Na-un to his place, and with the help of Laun, who never forgets dance moves she's ever seen, as she's lived with traveling actors, Eang prepares the event with ease. The birthday festival of King Sunjo finally begins, and Eang makes Kim-won pledge a loyal oath to King Sunjo in front of all servants and officials. In the meantime, Queen Kim comes up with an evil plan to ruin the festival and hides one of the star dancers. However, Laun disguises as a star dancer herself and finishes the festival perfectly. Both Muktaegam, the head of the envoys, and Eang gets mesmerized by the dance of Laun. In fact, Muktaegam was a very cruel person who was greedy for money and had been demanding reckless amount of tribute from the Joseon Dynasty to make his fill. In episode 5, Tell Me What You Want, Eang refuses the demand of Muktaegam, and tensions begin to rise between the envoys and Eang as Kim-won had wished. Meanwhile, without knowing, Eang feels attracted to Laun, thinking her as a girl deep down in his heart. In episode 6, When You Want to Tell a Secret, one of the fellow eunuchs finds Laun was a star dancer and drags her to Muktaegam to fulfill his wishes, hoping for a promotion. At this risky moment, Eang rushes into the place where Muktaegam was staying and saves Laun himself, and the incident evolves into a sensitive diplomatic issue. However, with the help of Kim Byung-yeon, the only friend to Eang and a member of the group called Baegune that followed Hong Kyung-nae, Eang gets a list of merchants that sought to do trafficking with Muktaegam. Eang reports Muktaegam to the inspection department in Qing Dynasty and punishes Muktaegam, who was on his way home with Laun by his side. With the helps of Eang, Kim Byung-yeon, and Kim Yun-sung, Laun returns to the palace safe and sound. 구름이 그린 달빛 is a drama that could have been criticized as a cliché imitation that followed the successful storylines of 성균관 Scandal, aired back in 2010, only changing the setting of the characters. However, the main actors Park Bo-gum and Kim Yoo-jung, who not only have great acting skills but are young and sweet, have turned the drama into a great success. Proving that lazy production and a cliché script could be saved by magnificent actors, the lovely and sweet high-teen Korean historical romance drama, 구름이 그린 달빛, is now being aired in KBS 2 TV as an 18-episode-long drama from August 22nd to October 18th, 2016 Korean time. Thank you so much for watching this clip. If this clip helped you select a movie of your choice, then please subscribe to our Facebook page or YouTube channel at Movie Zoom In.